Test. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, I think people are going to be... All right, great. So let's see if everyone is hearing me right now. If you guys are here, want to say hi in the chat? I can see Jesse's there. I think Kavi just came as well. You guys there? Let's see if they're there, buddy.
Okay. See me in the back?
Let's see the best way for me to chat with everybody. Hey. Great. Okay, cool. Cool. So I'm... Hey, Zach. What's going on, buddy?
What?
So Zach is saying hi right now. So I've been asked by a bunch of people to make a bunch of tutorials and stuff. So I've been trying to set up a...
Why can't we see them?
Because they're on the other side, buddy. They're chatting with us. So I've been setting up this software to try to make tutorials and things like that. So I thought I would prototype on you guys, since you guys have been asking me about stuff. So I thought what I would do is like draw for the next half hour, and then you guys could ask me questions and then tell me what to draw. Does that sound good? And I guess Ali and his gang can show up whenever. So go ahead and just fire questions away as you have them, or ideas, and it will sort of influence as I do something. So I thought I would just do an image and just start drawing, and we'll see where it goes. Does that sound cool? Let me know if you guys are still here. It's a little bit of a delay too, which is kind of bummer with the software, but...
What are you gonna... Where's the art, though?
Where's the art, Griffin says.
What?
Where's the art, Griffin says.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to use Photoshop today just because I'm way faster in Photoshop than anything else. But I think I recommended all the brothers. Great. Hey, guys. I recommended to Covey, if you guys want to do a really free program of what I'm about to do, there's one that's called Krita. That's Krita. But since I've been using Photoshop for 20 years, it's just way faster for me to be able to move around the space and do stuff.
So what's that?
What's what?
The white pad.
This is what I'm going to be drawing on right here. So,
What are you gonna draw?
well, let's ask everybody to see what we should draw, because
Can I draw with you?
not right now, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah. So, what do you guys want to draw? That's the question. Can all the pickles' names be Rick? Ali is on, but on the chat, yeah. Cool. So usually when I draw stuff, and this makes sense in many things, I create layers. So this is the layers here. So in order for me to figure things out, I use a layer that I usually call sketch. And then I have another layer that's for actually line work. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's pretty small. I wonder if I can make it any bigger. And then there's also, I keep a layer for color work. And this is kind of a good way to work when you use the kind of different programs. So you can sketch it out, and that way you're not messing things up. And then when you kind of have an idea of what it is, then you can use line work to do it. So I'm going to use blue for sketch work. So I still don't have a subject from you guys. Living pickle is what I see right now. So I'm going to start with that until I got something better. So let's start with a living pickle. I assume this is a Rick and Morty crowd, right?
Whoa.
So the thing about when you can sketch, you can just kind of keep it loose, and you can, right?
What are you drawing?
I'm drawing a living pickle because I'm talking to Zach and the boys and Covey and her girls and Ali and hopefully the rest of their family. So I'm making a pickle here.
Pickle?
A pickle, yeah.
Well, pickles are green.
I know, but I'm sketching it out using blue.
And then after you sketch it out, I think you should use green.
Yeah.
Because pickles are green.
Uh-huh. So, okay, so I'm going to put just a hat on. I'm not seeing many suggestions on you guys, but you guys let me know if you want me to change it or do anything. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going. So this looks pretty good in terms of a pickle, I think.
You want to color it in?
Yeah, well, I think let's do line work first, right? Okay. So I'm going to turn down the fill a little bit just so I can, and then I'm going to go into line work here, and I'm going to change my color to black, and I'm going to zoom in a bit, and I'm going to start. In fact, I'm going to mess with my brushes just a little bit because I don't like the shape of this brush. So let's see, I'm going to make it a little bit like this and then change the dynamics to it a bit. And this, you see how it changes the shape of the diameter? So the harder I push, it kind of changes the shape. That way I can change the line work a little bit. It's not super important to do that, but it just kind of makes the line feel a little bit better. Now by working in the line work here, it doesn't really screw up any of my sketches. And sometimes when you have your settings wrong, your erasers don't work, but that's fine.
Pickle?
Uh-huh, a pickle.
Do you want to color it in with green?
How about Rick goes to the rodeo? Okay.
Who's Rick goes to rodeo?
He's going to the rodeo. So this is Pickle Rick goes to the rodeo. So we'll make this a cowboy hat.
That is very
Is it funny?
That
Yeah.
is very silly. Now let's color it in green. Now should we color it in green?
Let me finish the line work, buddy.
Okay.
I think my settings are a little too sort of set for they're kind of set for. Let me just kill this for now. I'll add this. There we go. You guys have no questions whatsoever. Just quietly hanging out, I guess. That's a little bit better.
Now do you want to color it in green?
Yep. So Griff is pretty adamant that I color it in here. So that's why I keep a color lever here, so you see that I messed around in the sketch, so I can turn the sketch on and off. You can see where the line work is once the sketch is there, and then there's a color level here. So I'm just going to choose sort of a basic green to get going, and I'm going to just start coloring.
Because pickles are green.
Pickles are green. Ali Hussein. Who's Pickle Rick? Who is Pickle Rick indeed?
I don't know.
Well, he's a little bit older.
I feel a little bit older.
You have to be a little bit older in order to have Pickle Rick.
To see Pickle Rick?
Uh-huh. So I'm just going to use the ink bucket tool here to,
Paint it green?
yeah, dude.
Ink bucket?
Uh-huh, it's an ink bucket just to be able to fire it off and fill it up like that.
But what about his mouth?
You can make his mouth black.
What?
He can have a best friend who's a hot dog. Great idea. Love it.
Best friend who's a hot dog?
Uh-huh. So we gotta, what's our hot dog's friend's name?
What?
What's our hot dog's friend's name?
How about, I don't know.
How about I don't know? Okay, so
But what should we use for his tongue?
what should we use for his tongue?
Yeah.
Well,
He
let's.
needs a tongue.
He needs a tongue. Of course he does. So let's make a hot dog friend here. Jeff.
Jeff?
Jeff the hot dog. I don't know. Jeff doesn't seem like a very happy hot dog to me.
Why?
He's just
What's the triangles for?
these are his arms. Should I flesh them out a little bit?
What?
Can't really tell their arms, huh? Okay, go back in the line work here. And we'll figure out Jeff. And I'm starting to warm up a little bit, so you can see that my lines are a little better on this guy than they were on the Pickle Rick. It usually takes me about an hour and a half every day to kind of get into the flow in order for me to do anything decent. So, you know, I'm sure your parents will tell you that you're kind of useless for the first hour and a half at work anyways. But you just kind of have to ease your way into it, and then it starts to flow.
Now we need pink to color it in.
Uh-huh. I'm going to give some color to the hot dog here as well. And then maybe let's start putting them in the rodeo too, guys. What do you think about that?
What?
So we're going to start putting them in the rodeo.
Is he gonna have a hat?
Well, I don't know. We'll see what kind of suggestions come from the crowd here. And I'm going to...
I thought you were gonna use the paint bucket. I think you need the paint bucket now.
This is Pickle Rick and Jeff the hot dog.
But what should we use for the outside part?
Okay, so let's start working on the background. So I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm just going to call this sketch background. And I'm going to put all these guys into a folder just so I can group them together. And that way I can kind of scale them a little bit and move them around. Right.
Why can you move them like that?
Just because I want to sort of size them on the place a little bit. Yeehaw. Yay. All right, so this is the rodeo. I think I heard the rodeo. So let's go ahead and see if we can start sketching out the rodeo a bit. I'm going to turn down. I usually like to do it maybe 50% fill. And right, this is like crowds of people and stuff.
Why?
Because isn't that what the rodeo is about? And I guess they have like cows or something, right? Has anyone actually been to a rodeo? Should we? How about we put a bull here?
What?
We'll put a bull here.
Why should we put a bowl?
Isn't that what that? Isn't that what's that, a rodeo?
What?
Isn't that what's at a rodeo? A chicken race. Okay, sounds good. Chicken race.
Why is it a chicken race?
Because Zach asked for one. Or one of the boys.
Pretty good.
I guess that's a rooster, right?
I guess that's a rooster.
I guess chickens are more like kind of pudgy. Yeah, let's finish this chicken up really quick. Let's make a really nice chicken here, and then we'll turn it into a race. A dragon and a tall statue of Zeus. All right. So we're stacking the requests here. Let's finish this chicken up.
What color should we color it in with?
Well, I was just going to make it white with some yellow, and maybe a little bit of red.
Okay. Let's put a little bit of red and yellow.
Okay, and let's color this guy. We'll make his bill sort of a yellowish, and we'll fill in his legs a bit, and then we'll add some red to his
Horns.
I don't think these are horns. And then let's add a little bit of shading just for the fun of it. And I'm going to group it all together and call it chicken. And that way we can duplicate these guys.
Bigger or smaller?
Well, we got a chicken race here, so
Why is there 2 chickens?
I don't know. Here we go. And
chickens.
there's a lot of chickens. And we'll just add some commotion dust here. Here's your chicken race. Shapiro boys. All right. Well, let's kill the rodeo and we'll, what was it? I heard Zeus is a dragon and a tall statue of Zeus. Okay.
Why do you kill that bird?
Why did I kill that bird? I didn't kill that bird. So I'm going to put the chickens into my group here. And they're still here. We're going to just call them characters. So when you're building stuff in art, you kind of build things and then you can nest them into folders and then you can copy them and reuse them and reuse them and reuse them. And then I also keep them into libraries. So I could bring these chickens back anytime I want. So that's one of the ways that you can get really good at doing the digital art is by reusing things and thinking about how you reuse things. So we're going to work on a dragon, I hear. So let's start with a dragon, and then what was it?
Are
Zeus?
you going to do it again?
What's that?
Are you going to draw something again?
I am going to draw something again.
Why are you drawing a lot of things?
Because people are here watching. So let's make a dragon here.
Watch you make a dragon?
You certainly can, my friend. Okay. And this is his head. And he's got sort of eyes. And he kind of maybe is looking this way. And let's move him this way a little bit.
That's a little bit of a horse.
It's a little bit of a horse.
Because look at the nose.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I draw my noses. Well, let's make him more snouty. That way he's less of a horse.
What?
And make his body and his legs. And I keep it really, really, really loose. That's way I can like.
What color should we color him in with?
Well, I don't know. Let's ask people. See what they want to color him. And then we'll make his tail. And then his wings. And we'll turn this down a little bit. And let's now take the line work here, and we'll do that. And we will get our dragon. Does anyone have any questions? No one's got any questions? Can you make him blue and purple? Absolutely. I can make him blue and purple. In fact, I think he must be blue and purple. Right? And let me make my pen a little bit bigger. My anatomy is not great here, but, you know, I think you guys will give me a pass. Or maybe you won't. I'm drawing with a Wacom tablet, which is a stylus like this. It's actually the smallest version. It's only $60. I have worked with really, really large ones. It's just most of the time I switch between the mouse and the Wacom tablet, and I like to save desk area. So if I'm doing like a lot of really intensive line work, if like I'll be doing a lot of animation or whatever, I'll use a larger Wacom tablet. But just sort of for the day-to-day, I have this really small one. I actually can draw with the mouse too. I've spent enough time to be able to do that, but just for today, you know, I'm not, you know, my lines are not as good. So there we go. There is our dragon, and I heard a request to make them blue and purple. So let's find sort of a. This is my color palette here. Let's sort of find like a nice purple, and then we'll make his shading blue. That way. I think purple makes for a friendly dragon. So this is a very friendly dragon.
Do you want to do the paint bucket?
Sure. Griff is having a request for the paint bucket. So in order to use the paint bucket, you need to isolate the area that you need for the paint bucket. So you can see I'm actually drawing an area out to make sure that when I fill it, because otherwise it will fill the entire canvas with a color. And I don't want that at this particular point. And obviously I am moving maybe 3 to 5 times faster than I normally would, just for the sake of kind of putting out a lot more content. But so I'm kind of not really, you know, but who says stay inside the lines, right? I mean, if you're in a coloring book, why not? You can do whatever you want. So there you go. There's the paint bucket for Griff. And let me add some blue just to kind of add a bit of shading to it. And I think we should focus on the background a little bit.
I don't see the blue.
The what?
I don't see the blue yet.
I know, Griffin. Thank you. One of the things you can do is you can choose a color, and then you can turn the fill down a little bit. Because right now, color might be very, that's a very strong sort of color. So by turning down the fill or change the opacity or the alpha, you can add a bit of shade, and then you can sort of play with the fill, and you can add more shadow to it. One of the things you can also do, you can blur it a little bit, which will add some fuzz and But one of the ways to kind of add a little dimensionality to a character is by putting some shade to it. Eating a restaurant, absolutely they can. Can he be eating a restaurant? Well, I'd have to change his mouth, but how about we put him and everybody else in the restaurant? Because I'd love to make an environment to finish up the drawing. Okay, so this is our friend the dragon. I'm going to put him in a folder too. So
A friendly dragon?
So here's our chicken characters, and here is our dragon. Let's size him just a bit. And I'm going to add a little, let's call this smoke cloud. So one of the reasons I'm name layers is so I know what I'm doing here, because it's very easy to get this. As you can tell, you get very, very messy, and it's very hard to kind of find your way around. So, I mean, very oftenly when you're moving fast, you'll start adding things and you won't remember what is what. So I'm just adding a little white here for the chickens so I can put them over. And they'll, in fact, they might be a little big. So let's move them. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Photoshop. All right, and here's our smoke cloud. Okay, let's put these guys in a restaurant. Can the chickens be led by Commander Clock? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's make a really quick restaurant though. I want to make sure that we have a restaurant, and then absolutely, it's been a while since I've done Commander Clock, so let's see if I can remember how to do that. I'm running out of space here, so I'm going to change my canvas size. Let's say I'm going to add another of this, and I'll add another, let's say 10 inches. Oops. There we go. Okay. It is a canvas, yes. Let me get rid of everybody first while I do the restaurant, and then we'll, once we got the restaurant up, we'll... Uh-oh.
What happened?
I had a quick issue. Oh, my webcam is freaking out. Happens periodically. Okay. So let's make a restaurant. What kind of restaurant is this? Sushi. Great. Sushi restaurant it is.
I'm watching it. We ate a hot dog and a pickle.
It's all right. He's not being too bad. So this is what's the name of this place, guys? We'll put some tables out back. Swaggy sushi. Okay, so let's make the line work real quick. Everyone says hi, Lisa.
Hi.
We'll make this a what's it called?
Mommy, this your blood.
Oh man, it's tough to use your brain and try to talk at the same time. You know, one of those signs that light up at night.
Neon.
Neon, thank you. Neon sign. Make it a neon sign. Okay, let's color this guy. And then we'll place all the characters in. We'll do a little bit of color correction and we'll finish it all up.
All of that stuff in.
Yeah, we're going to try to place all the characters into one last final drawing. And then we'll sign it off. And then everybody will go on their merry way because we don't want to keep everybody all day. So if you guys have any requests for tutorials and things like that to do in the future, whether it's about making games or doing 3D or 2D or anything that is sort of interest of you guys, please let me know or let your parents know. So, because I want to set up more of these kind of streams, and I maybe want to start like developing more content that that way you guys actually let's try that again. So here's a way for us. Let's make the background. So let's say this is at night, and
Why is this at night? Why is this at night?
because I don't know. Isn't that the best time to get sushi?
Funny.
I know, that is funny, huh? So this is how you make neon. It's kind of fun. So you choose sort of a nice color, and then you create a new layer, and go ahead and draw the path of what you want to be neon. So this is my shrimp, I guess. Okay, so then once you have that layer, you duplicate the layer, and then you do something that's called blending on top of that. And you can blend in different forms of ways. So you can multiply, or you can darken it, or you can screen it, or overlay it. So I'm going to screen it, and I'm also going to add just a very slight blur to it, a Gaussian blur. You can see that it kind of starts to feel, this is great for lightsabers if you guys want to make lightsabers, right? So create like a line with the color that you want to do, add a layer, add it and blend it, and then add a little blur, and then it kind of has that sort of glow to it. So let's take all the elements from the entire thing, and we're going to put them all into the composition, and then we'll just sort of finish this all up. That way you guys we won't keep you all day. Okay, so here's our foreground characters. And here's our dragon. So let's put our dragon here by the sushi place. And we're going to take our we'll take our two guys over here, like so. All right, thank you very much. Oops. And let's fix up our chickens a bit. So put our chickens down here. Our smoke cloud down here. Actually, let's lighten this up.
Why do you have it super big?
So we can see it.
Is it still nighttime?
I guess not. I guess it's daytime now, huh?
I want it to be nighttime.
Well, you were complaining that it was nighttime before. So I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. So I thought that, that's about it. If there's any last sort of questions or whatever, I guess I'll let you go. But I'll send this out. The last thing we do before we finish up a picture, I usually just put a signature at the lower part of the screen. So we'll go ahead and we'll put me. And who else is still here? So Zach, I know you're here, right? Who else is here? Ollie, the family still here? We'll just put Shapiro's, Downey's, and Hussein's. Yeah, we'll put that in the lower corner. And there we go. Livette and Twiley, you got it. All right, guys. If that was cool, rip Commander Cluck. Yeah, we'll have to do that next time. You guys, let me know if this worked or it didn't work. If this is cool, and we will. I'll hope to see you guys real soon. All right. Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.